So, as always, we have another problem in the world, and this one involves kids, which is more normal now than it has been recently. Or I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's always been like this. Maybe just with social media and the internet, we can just publicize these issues more that involve kids. But I saw this video and it was really messed up. And obviously, before I talk about it, we're gonna watch it and or listen to it. It is some kids on a school bus beating up this girl. Now, I don't like to bring race into things, but a big reason why I'm talking about it is because of how the reporting has been on this in regards to the race of these kids. So I'm going to chime in as well. Why not? Right? There are two black kids, got to be about maybe 9 years old, beating up a white girl, probably about 9 years old as well, on a school bus. Now, before I talk about it, just going to watch it, listen to it. As always, depending on the severity of it, as I'm looking at it, I might blur some stuff out, but ordinarily I'd say enjoy. That is not the case here. So one issue off the rip with this is that it was reported that the mother of this girl was like telling the school that she was getting bullied, and their response was that they couldn't do anything about it. So it's unfortunate that it led to this, her getting beaten up by kids on the bus, and then a video going all over the internet for everybody to see. So, I mean, just good job to the school system right there. But then I started seeing some tweets and some reports about like speculations as to why it happened. I'm pretty sure you can kind of guess as to what the main point was, but I'll explain it anyway, is where are the parents, right? Now, yeah, kids bully other kids all the time is not new, right? But these are two boys who, they're not three, so it's not like they're just completely unaware of the world. They're about 9 or 10 years old. They're, at least one of them is much bigger than her, and that's the other part, is that they're beating up they're beating up a girl, right? So, and not just beating her up, this kid is hitting her, punching her in the back of the head viciously. So the question has been, well, where are the parents at, right? And that's a very valid question, because yeah, you can get into fights at school, but I'm pretty sure most boys are taught at that age or slightly before that age to not put your hands on a female, period. Now, obviously, you begin to understand it more as you get older, but you just realize from a pretty early point, right, that you are a male, so you are much bigger and much stronger 9 times out of 10 compared to a female counterpart. So if you were to get into a fight, it would be with another male, not a female. And obviously asking the question, where are the parents, is racist, because I saw this response video to such a question, even though the question being posed, I never saw anybody saying, oh, well, these are black kids, so, you know, let's input a stereotype. Where are the parents at? No, if these are white kids and the video went viral, you can say the exact same thing as where are the parents? Because clearly there's a problem here, right? Once again, kids bully even if they have parents in their lives, but there are just certain things that you do and it makes you question how much they are involved, right? But I saw this video and it was basically alluding to the fact that asking this, especially from one person who asked it, Matt Walsh, is that like there's some racial undertone to it.
Said it before, we'll say it again. Matt Walsh is a clown. In response to that video that the children are on the school bus beating up on a 9-year-old girl that hit them first, overkill. Dumb kids should be punished for overkill. The kid did hit them first, however, it's overdone. All right, children being dumbass children. But Matt Walsh's response in the quote tweet is, children raised to be animals, as if he knows the parents, as if he knows how they were raised. And the thread is indicative of the same bigoted mindset that we're talking about. This is not a conversation about a balanced approach to holding children accountable for doing dumb things. This is a fake ass dog whistle to, in essence, call black children raised to be animals, but you don't even know their parents. Said it before, said it again, guys. Clown. I guess those are the animals, right, that come from the same racial jungle that Biden said he didn't want his children to be a part of. Absolute clown.
So instead of following that thread of being curious as to where these parents are or how these kids are being raised, you take a racial aspect of it that was not implemented by the person who put out the tweet, and then you make that the poster child for the issue as a whole, right? Because this is animalistic behavior, is it not? You have this like really big kid beating up on this really small girl. I don't care what color their skin is, bro is pounding her in the back of the head repeatedly. And then you got some other kid who's joining in on it. I'm like, come on now. Like, fighting in itself is animalistic, but you take it to another extreme when you are a boy and you're beating up a girl, right? Because he just had to keep throwing in there, well, she hit him first. Well, I mean, let's just say it was true, because I didn't see it in the video, but let's just say it was true. Still, right? You have an awareness, especially as you get older, right? That's the only leeway I give them, is that they're 9, right? But as you get older, you understand that, yeah, even if a girl hits you, if she doesn't sleep you, that doesn't justify her hitting you in the general sense. But because you are aware of your biological advantage to her, that shouldn't be something you resort to, which is going tit for tat. Oh, she hit me, so I'm going to hit her back. Unless your life is at risk, that shouldn't be where you go. And it's the exact same thing for some 9 or 10-year-old kids. Once again, like I said, they're not 3, so it's not like they're completely oblivious to the world. But because they're only 9 and 10, yeah, you do have to look at their parents, right? How are they being raised? That's a very good indicator as to why something like this would happen. But instead of focusing on that issue, it has to be racism every single time. I feel like that's 99% of what I talk about, is when I'm talking about something, somehow, some way, there's some racial undertone to it. But it doesn't work for the reverse. If we do it, and I mean black people, if we do it, right? If we put forth any racial narrative is justified, or if we change the narrative around, no one will call us out on it. And I say that because this black lady, she wrote an article about it. And this was the headline: Florida student arrested after video shows him beating up 9-year-old girl. Now, just look at the picture, right? The picture on the article. Instead of it being a picture of the actual kid or a screenshot from the video, it is some generic picture of a white kid about to punch another white kid. Now, like I said, me personally, I'm like, okay, whatever. But when I sit back and I think about it, I'm like, whoa. Calm down, chill out. Like, just pause for 1 second. Because imagine if the roles were reversed, right? And I don't, like I said, I don't say this because I relish in it. I'm saying it because it's wrong, right? If you want to include race into the picture, okay, well, fine, let's do it. But at least let's be accurate when we're describing who all was involved, right? It was 2 black kids who beat up a white kid. And then look at the person who wrote the article. So, like, it's not the end of the world, right? But then at the same time, it still doesn't make it right. You know, you want to include race into the issue, yet you want to manipulate the details of it so that it makes people who look like us more favorable, right? This was not a white kid who beat up another white kid, because chances are we wouldn't have heard about it. Same thing with a black kid beating up another black kid. It's always the reverse. If it goes viral, then yeah, you might see it, but chances are if it was a white kid beating up a black kid, you hear about it. And then if it was a black kid beating up a white kid, you might hear about it. Right? But if it's the same race beating up the same race, you're not going to hear about it. So the nerve to assert that it was like white kids who were fighting each other instead of being true to what actually happened, come on now. That's just crazy to me. Like, we can't even effectively deal with like real issues anymore because we're so worried about everybody's feelings. We omit certain details or change certain details so that it makes certain groups of people look more favorable just because they have been oppressed at a larger scale or they are minorities in relation to other groups. It's like, come on now. Like that, like genuinely, right? Like there's so many issues in our society exist primarily because we are too scared to actually look at the real issue and deal with it because it'll make us feel bad. And I'll be sad if I talk about it, and I'll be upset if I try to deal with it. And feelings. And I get it. We're human beings. We have feelings. But I mean, I don't know what the hell happened to make us just lead with them all the time. And I think the mother is suing the school, if I'm not mistaken. I saw something that said that. If it's true, hopefully they win, right? And she can get some help for this girl. But I wish my son would. Like, oh my. I wish that boy would. But nope, I can't say that. Let me take that back. I don't want to hurt his feelings, right? It's a new world. I keep forgetting that.